Rumazar, the last king of the elves, watches as his once mighty army dwindles, a grim reflection of the dwindling elven population. A goblin horde, led by the cunning warlord Grok, overwhelms the elven defenses. Grok is driven by a burning thirst for vengeance, seeking to destroy the elves who once doctor of his people from the first. The goblin war of Grok taunts Rumazar from atop a captured elven war chariot. He calls out to the king, mocking his dwindling forces. The king, his eyes burning with the last embers of elven pride, doctors his enchanted blade, the whisper of the ancients. Rumazar unleashes a wave of elven magic, summoning a swirling vortex of ethereal energy that surrounds him. He charges into the goblin ranks, cutting down his enemies with a terrifying grace, pushing Grok and his horde back, but the odds are against him. The goblin numbers are overwhelming. Grok, his eyes narrowed with determination, orders his archers to unleash a burst of flaming arrows. The flaming projectiles rain down upon the elven king, driving him back. He stumbles, his heart heavy with the weight of his fading people. Just as Rumazar begins to falter, a new presence enters the fray. A mysterious figure, shrouded in shadow, emerges from the battlefield, wielding a sword that glows with a strange, otherworldly energy. This is Eldor Tarek, a rogue warrior who has been wandering the land in search of a purpose. Eldor Tarek leaps into the fray, fighting alongside Rumazar. His blade, an artifact of immense power, cleaves through the goblin ranks with ease, granting Rumazar the reprieve he desperately needs. They fight back to back. It plays a blur of motion as they push the goblin horde further back. Rumazar, his heart heavy with despair, realizes the tide of the battle is turning against them. The goblins, relentless and bloodthirsty, push forward wave after wave, each attack weakening their defenses further. Rumazar feels the whisper of the ancients grow heavier with every passing moment, its energy doctrinating as he channels the power of his fading magic. Grok, his eyes gleaming with malicious glee, watches as the elven king struggles. He bellows a battle cry, unleashing his most trusted lieutenants, the Iron Fist brothers, who have spent years training under Grok's tutelage. These fearsome goblin warriors, clad in thick armor, wielding monstrous axes, charge towards Rumazar and Eldor Tarek. Eldor Tarek, a blur of motion, intercepts the Iron Fist brothers, his blade singing as it dances through the east. He fights with unmatched skill and agility, deflecting their blows with ease. Rumazar, feeling his strength waning, summons the last remnants of his magic, unleashing a blast of pure energy that pushes the goblin horde back, buying Eldor Tarek precious time. As the Iron Fist brothers fall, Grok, enraged by their defeat, unleashes a hidden weapon, a grotesque beast, a twisted abomination forged from the darkest corners of the goblin realm. The creature, a hulking monstrosity with razor-sharp claws and glowing red eyes, lunges towards the two warriors. Eldor Tarek, ever vigilant, recognizes the threat. He pushes Rumazar back, shielding him from the creature's attack. With a battle cry, he engages the beast, his blade meeting the creature's claws in a clash of metal and bone. The creature's strength is formidable, but Eldor Tarek fights with a ferocity that belies his young age. Suddenly, a voice rings out across the battlefield. The time for the shadow hand is over. A figure cloaked in darkness leaps from the shadows, landing beside Eldor Tarek. It is Kel, a shadowy assassin with a reputation for ruthlessness and efficiency. She joins the fight against the creature, her twin daggers flashing like lightning as she strikes, each blow aimed with deadly precision. Kel whispers to Eldor Tarek, "The shadow hand's reign is at an end. Their network of spies and assassins has been dismantled. With their power broken, the goblin ward Grok is now vulnerable." The words are spoken with a chilling calmness, leaving no room for doubt. The beast roars, its voice a cacophony of rage and pain. Eldor Tarek pies its claws, feeling the raw power of the creature shake his very bones. Kel, her daggers a blow of deadly movement, weaves around the beast, striking at its vulnerable points, while Eldor Tarek seizes his opportunity to land a powerful blow. Its blade slices through the creature's hide, doctoring a gush of ichor that stains the ground a sickly green. The creature, enraged by the pain, throws Eldor Tarek back, sending him crashing into a pile of fallen goblins. Kel, her eyes filled with worry, rushes to his side, her daggers ready to protect him. The beast is fueled by dark magic. She whispers urgently to Eldor Tarek, "We need to find a way to break its connection to the Shadow Hand." Rumazar, his face contorted in pain as he struggles to channel his dwindling magic, calls out to Eldor Tarek, You must leave this place, young warrior. He rusts, his voice weak. Go to the Temple of the Sun, in the heart of the ancient elven forest. It is said that the Lightware staff can sever the bond between the beast and the Shadow Hand. With a heavy heart, adult Tarek knows that this is their only chance. He cannot defeat the beast without breaking the connection to the Shadow Hand. I will bring the staff, he vows, but you must hold the line until I return. He looks at Rumazar, his eyes full of respect and gratitude. Cal, having healed all Doctor's wounds, offers her support. I will travel with you, she says. My skills will be invaluable in navigating the dangers that lie ahead. Together, we will find the Lightware staff. Adult Tarek, fueled by a newfound purpose, leaves the battlefield behind, venturing into the ancient elven forest, guided by Cal. They face many dangers along the way, treacherous ravines, cunning traps laid by the goblins, under whispers of the ancient forest, a haunting reminder of the elven race's fading legacy. Rumazar, his body aching and his magic fading, watches Adult Tarek and Cal disappear into the depths of the ancient forest. He draws a deep breath, summoning the last remnants of his strength. He knows that his time is running out, but he cannot allow the goblins to overrun the remaining elven forces. He raises the whisper of the ancients, its ethereal glow flickering with each passing moment. The goblin horde presses forward, the numbers seemingly endless. Rumazar, his heart heavy with despair, fights back with a fury born of desperation. The whisper of the ancient sings a song of sorrow, its blade cleaving through the goblin ranks, but it's not enough. The goblin warlord Grok, witnessing the king's weakening, sends his strongest warriors, the monstrous Berserker, into the fray. The Berserker, a giant of a goblin with a thick hide and glowing eyes, charges towards Rumazar, his axe gleaming with a dark energy. Rumazar, his defenses weakened, stumbles back as the Berserker's axe crashes into the ground near him. The impact shakes the ground, throwing Rumazar off balance. Just as the Berserker raises his axe to deliver a fatal blow, a new figure emerges from the shadows. This is Ella, a powerful sorceress who has remained hidden for centuries. Her powers whispered of in hushed tones throughout the land. She stands between Rumazar and the Berserker, her eyes glowing with a vibrant blue energy. Ella, channeling her magic, unleashes a wave of raw power that throws the Berserker back. She turns towards Rumazar, her voice clearer and commanding. The fate of the elves is not yet sealed. King Rumazar, I have arrived to help you reclaim what is rightfully yours. Rumazar, his face filled with a mixture of shock and hope, stares at the sorceress. Who are you? He asks, his voice hoarse with exhaustion. Ella smiles, a knowing gleam in her eyes. I am Ella, the last of the Skywalkers. Her words carry a weight that echoes across the battlefield, promising a tide that could turn in their favor. Cal, her daggers gleaming in the dim light filtering through the ancient forest canopy, scans the path ahead. She senses a faint magical signature, a flicker of arcane energy that could be either a trap or a clue leading them to the Lightware staff. She whispers to Adult Tarek, there's magic here, but I can't tell if it's friendly or hostile. Be wary. Adult Tarek, his sword at the ready, nods in acknowledgement. He trusts Cal's intuition. Her knowledge of the arcane arts is unmatched. As they cautiously move forward, a faint sound reaches their ears. It is the sound of a child crying. Cal pauses, her brow furrowed with concern. She has no love for child or Kurt, but her instincts tell her something is wrong. Adult Tarek, ever compassionate, urges her to investigate. They come upon a clearing where a young elf, no older than 10, is huddled beneath a giant oak tree, sobbing uncontrollably. The elf is as red and puffy from crying, tells them a tale of woe. He is Alara, the last of his tribe, and his home was destroyed by the goblins. He tells them that his tribe, skilled in the arts of nature, guarded the Lightware staff, but they were overwhelmed by the goblin horde. He explains that he was spared because of his young age, but he knows that the goblins are searching for him now. Adult Tarek feels a pang of empathy for the young elf. He vows to protect him, but Cal is skeptical. She worries that Talara's presence will slow them down, putting their mission at risk. However, a new voice rings out from behind him. Leave the child be, you two. His time has not yet come. From the shadows emerges a young woman, eyes glowing with an ethereal green light. She is Elwyn, a powerful doctorate, and her presence exudes an aura of peace and strength. She introduces herself to Adult Tarek and Kelland, without hesitation, declares that she will protect Alara. She senses in him a destiny far greater than that of a simple elf. Owen, her voice soft yet firm, reassures Alara that he is safe now. She radiates a calm energy, her presence a soothing balm in the midst of the chaos. Cal, ever wary of anyone who seems too good to be true, remains skeptical. However, she can't deny the power that radiates from Elwyn. She sees the strength in the doctorate that rivals even her own. Tarek, ever trusting, welcomes Owen into their company. He senses her genuine concern for Alara and believes that she can be a valuable asset on their quest. Elwyn, sensing their concerns, assures them that she will not be a burden. She explains that her knowledge of the elven forest is unmatched, and her skills as a doctorate will aid them in navigating the treacherous paths ahead. As they journey deeper into the ancient elven forest, a tremor shakes the ground beneath their feet. The sky darkens, and a sense of foreboding fills the air. Elwyn's eyes widen in alarm. It is the Great Awakening, she whispers, her voice filled with a mixture of fear and awe. The ancient magic of the forest is stirring. The earth rumbles with a force that makes the trees sway violently. The air crackles with energy, and the forest comes alive with a strange, almost sentient energy. The forest floor begins to crack and split, and a blinding light emanates from the center of the forest, reaching towards the sky. The forest is no longer a place of peace and tranquility. It becomes a chaotic, unpredictable force of nature, with the very trees twisting and turning, seeking to consume all that stands before them. The earth groans and rises, spewing forth fire and brimstone. Elwyn, despite her strength, seems shaken by the sudden eruption of power. She knows this is no ordinary event. It is a sign that the world is changing. Tarek, his glowing sword held high, fights to maintain his footing amidst the swirling chaos. He pushes forward, determined to reach the Temple of the Sun, believing that the Lightward staff is their only hope. He sees the ancient oak trees, twisted and gnawed by the awakened magic, lash out with grasping branches, attempting to ensnare him and his companions. He shields Alara, who's trembling in fear, while Cal slices through the grasping branches with her daggers. Elwyn, her face grim, raises her staff, channeling her doctoritic magic to calm the encroaching chaos. But the forest is relentless. Its rage seems unstoppable. The light emanating from the heart of the forest grows brighter, illuminating the path ahead. A sense of doctored washes over Tarek, but he knows that he must press on. As they approach the source of the light, Tarek feels a strange tingling sensation, as if something is calling to him. He looks up and sees a towering structure emerge from the depths of the forest. It is the Temple of the Sun, its ancient stones glowing with a soft, golden light. Tarek remembers an ancient prophecy: when the forest awakens, the Temple of the Sun shall reveal its hidden truth. A wave of understanding washes over Tarek as he realizes that the prophecy is coming true. The temple, hidden for centuries, has been revealed by the Great Awakening. He feels a surge of hope, realizing that the prophecy may hold the key to ending this chaos. The beast, a monstrous amalgamation of flesh and shadow, bellows a deafening roar that echoes through the awakened forest. Its glowing red eyes pierce the darkness, searching for its prey. It senses the disturbance caused by the Great Awakening, and it feels a surge of power flowing through its veins. The beast feels a pull towards the Temple of the Sun, its dark heart yearning for the source of the light. The beast lumbers through the forest, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Trees topple under its weight, and the ground trembles with each step it takes. It senses the presence of Tarek and his companions and sets its sights on them, its dark heart filled with a primal hunger. The beast crashes through the temple doors, shattering them into 1,000 pieces. It charges toward Tarek, its claws outstretched, aiming to tear him apart. Tarek, his sword glowing brightly, faces the beast head-on, but as he swings his blade, he feels a sudden weakness. He is no longer filled with the strength that once fueled him. His sword grows dim, its magical glow flickering and fading. Tarek gasps in shock and horror as his sword goes dark. He had relied on its power, but now it's gone. He looks at his sword with a sense of despair, realizing that he is now vulnerable. He tries to channel his magic, but it feels dark-ruined, weak, and empty. Tarek is no longer the powerful warrior he once was. The beast, its eyes burning with a malevolent light, roars with delight at the sight of Tarek's fading sword. It feels a surge of power as it senses Tarek's vulnerability, fueled by the dark magic flowing through its veins. It lunges forward, its massive claws outstretched, ready to rip Tarek to shreds. Cal, her daggers flashing, throws herself in front of Tarek, deflecting the beast's attack. She fights with the ferocity of a cornered animal, but even her skill is not enough to match the beast's brute strength. Elwyn, summoning her doctoridic magic, unleashes a torrent of thorny vines, entangling the beast's limbs and slowing its advance. The earth tremors violently, shaking the very foundation of the temple. The beast roars in pain as the ground beneath its feet cracks and splits. The air grows thick with the smell of sulphur, and a deep, guttural growl emanates from the depths of the forest. A monstrous wave of energy erupts from the center of the forest, engulfing the temple of the sun in a blinding flash of light. The forest itself seems to be convulsing, its very essence twisting and turning in a display of raw, untamed power. The beast, caught in a maelstrom, shrieks in agony as its connection to the shadow hand weakens. The ancient magic of the forest is pushing back, tearing apart the very fabric of its being. The beast, its dark form illuminated by the blinding flash of light, struggles against the ancient magic of the forest. It claws at the vines binding its limbs, its roars echoing through the shattered temple, but the forest's power is relentless. The wave of energy slams into the beast, tearing at its dark essence, severing its connection to the shadow end. The beast, weakened and disoriented, collapses to the ground, its body racked with pain. It lets out a final, desperate roar before fading into nothingness, its dark magic dissolving into the air. The forest, for a brief moment, falls silent, the ancient tree standing still, the branches no longer reaching out in a grasping frenzy. Amidst the ruins of the temple, a young man emerges from the debris. His eyes are filled with a fierce determination, and his hand rests on the hilt of a glowing sword. His name is Kellen, and he is the last of the Sun Warriors, a legendary order of warriors sworn to protect the balance of the world. Kellen, his gaze fixed on the receding wave of energy, senses a powerful presence within the heart of the forest. He knows that the Great Awakening has brought forth a new threat, a darkness that seeks to consume the world. He doctors his sword and prepares to face the unknown, knowing that he must stand against this new danger, no matter the cost. The story has shifted. The fight is no longer just about the Lightwear staff or even the Shadow Hand. It is now about Cullen and his destiny to protect the world from the new darkness that threatens to consume it. Ella, her eyes blazing with power, confronts the berserker, who is struggling to break free from the vines that bind him. She raises her hand, and a torrent of celestial energy shoots out, striking the berserker with blinding force. The berserker screams in agony, his body convulsing as the celestial energy tears through his corrupted flesh. The berserker, his rage momentarily quelled by Ella's power, staggers back, his eyes filled with fear and confusion. He stumbles backward, the vines that bind him tightening. Finally succumbing to their hold, he collapses to the ground, his corrupted energy dissipating into the ether. The sky of the other realm erupts in a blinding flash of light. The ground trembles, and a shockwave of energy ripples outward, causing trees to topple and mountains to crumble. Ella, her face etched with concern, looks up at the sky, her eyes widening in disbelief. The moon, once a source of light and hope for the elves, shattered into a million pieces. The fragments rain down upon the earth, igniting the sky with streaks of fiery debris. The world is forever changed, forever reshaped by this cataclysmic event. The world around Ella is bathed in the glow of the falling moon fragments, their fiery descent casting long, dancing shadows across the battlefield. Ella, her eyes filled with a mix of grief and determination, looks at the fallen moon, a silent testament to the destruction that has befallen the world. She knows that this event has shifted the balance of power, forever altering the fate of the world. Rumazar, his gaze fixed on the falling moon fragments, stumbles back, his face pale with fear. He had seen the moon as a symbol of hope, a source of strength for his people. Now, it lay shattered, a victim of the chaos that has engulfed the world. He knows that the elves, stripped of their celestial connection, are now more vulnerable than ever. Ella, her heart heavy with the weight of the world, turns back to the battle, her gaze falling upon Kellen, who stands amidst the fallen trees, his eyes burning with a fierce determination. He looks towards Rumazar and Ella, and as their eyes meet, Ella sees a flicker of fear in his gaze. Kellen, his sword raised high, takes a step forward, his gaze fixed on the fallen berserker. He knows that the berserker's defeat is a victory, but it comes at a terrible cost. Ella, sensing his pain, understands that he is mourning the loss of his friend, Aldork Tauk, who perished in the chaotic energy that erupted from the forest. The darkness that has engulfed the world has taken another victim, a stark reminder of the high price of the fight for survival. Cal, her daggers held tight, watches the sky on fear as the moon shatters. She can feel the world shifting beneath her feet, the fabric of reality tearing apart. She knows that this is not just a change in the sky, it's a change in the world's very soul. Rumazar, his face etched with despair, looks up at the raining moon fragments. He feels the elven magic within him draining away, a cool doctrine settling in his heart. He knows that the elves are losing their connection to the celestial realm, their strength waning with the fading moon. Callan, his eyes fixed on the sky, reaches out with his hand, his fingertips glowing with a faint, golden light. He feels a strange pull, an undeniable force wing him towards the fallen moon fragments. He feels a surge of energy coursing through his body, a newfound power awakening within him. A golden light radiates from Callan's hand, reaching out towards the falling debris. One of the moon fragments, drawn by the light, lands in his open palm. The energy of the fragment surges through Callan, filling him with a blinding light. He knows that he has acquired a powerful artifact, but he does not know what his power is or how to use it. This is a new beginning, a new challenge, and he must learn to control this new power before it consumes him. The fallen moon fragments continue to rain down upon the earth, each one a blazing meteor that leaves a trail of fiery smoke in its wake. Cal, her face grim, watches as the sky is transformed into a fiery inferno, the celestial beauty replaced by a chaotic dance of destruction. The world feels different, as if the very fabric of existence has been ripped apart. Rumazar, his gaze fixed on the full moon fragments, stumbles back, his hand clutching at his chest. He feels a strange tug, a force pulling him towards the sky, towards the shattered remnants of the moon. He looks at Elliot, his eyes filled with fear and confusion. Elliot, sensing his fear, raises her hand, eyes glowing with celestial energy. She focuses her power, directing it towards Rumazar, trying to shield him from the pull of the shattered moon. But the force is too strong, and with a blinding flash of light, Rumazar is lifted into the aster. Ella watches in horror as he is pulled towards the sky, his scream echoing through the wind, swallowed by the swirling chaos of falling moon fragments. With a final surge of power, Ella manages to hold back the force that is pulling Callan towards the moon fragment.